Hi everybody and welcome back. And you timed that horribly. Hi. All right, get down. So if you're new here, this is Maka. Maka loves to crawl on me as soon as the camera gets turned on. Well, she loves to crawl on me at any time, but she has a bad habit of doing it once the camera starts. And I am Carrie, and Charlie is around here somewhere, probably trying to eat something, because that's what Charlie does. She eats and she destroys things. So, it's been a while. I have made it and stuck to my goal of once a month for 1 month in a row. So, we'll see. Is this the start of a new leaf? I don't know. But it is the end of February, and so I have been working not as much as I would have liked on my projects since I last talked to you at my WIP parade at the end of January. I don't know if a lot of times you read the video description that we put out in YouTube, but I mentioned that I missed a hanger. So it wasn't a complete WIP parade. Ma'am, no, off. You just stay down. I know you like to be on my shoulder. She will sit on my shoulder like a parrot if given the chance. But I'm busy right now, so I don't need you on my shoulder. Yeah, they have their own Instagram page, and there is actually a picture of it on their page of her sitting on my shoulder. I don't know. She likes to be up high. Anyway, so as I said, it wasn't a full WIP parade because I missed a hanger and I missed another project and I didn't do any of my knitting projects. So this is part 2 of the WIP parade. Sorry, I'm not gonna march today. That was a one-time thing, but hey, you got it. Oh, my baby. My baby. No, I'm trying to do other things. What is this? Oh. Okay, so what did I not show you in my WIP parade? And I realized after I got done, I said it was really weird because I talked about and showed you one part of my Tiny Modernist quilt project, but there are 7 more pieces. So if you can dream it, you can do it. Be kind. I forget what this one is, but it ends with the word different. Keep going. There are 7 of these. So with the other one, there are 8 total. This is the centerpiece. It says follow your dreams. It is bigger than the rest. So that is my quilt project. And there are 13 total and I've got 8 left, so I'm not even halfway. So I probably need to work on that some. Then there is this piece that I am not going to show you. But this is Urban Stitches. Well, this is the back. And I'm going to keep it very far away. But this is the Urban Stitches After Dark Sal, and so it is adult themed, and I am doing it on this Pride themed fabric from Mystic Fabrics from the Pride games a couple of years ago, and that's really all I can say about that one because I would like to keep my channel. And then finally, the last piece that I didn't show is Stitching Book Club's Frankenstein. And this is done on 16 count barnwood by Picture This Plus, And this is what it looks like right now. And the problem with this one is that these two are all too low. I have to rip all of this part out, which is why it's kind of sat here at this particular spot for forever. So those were the few projects that I didn't show last time, except for my knitting. And that is kind of where I was at the last WIP parade, with one exception. I have my movie marathon socks. I usually have a pair of these on needles because they're really easy to work on. They're brainless. I can do them. They're literally stockinette stitch all the way around. So I can work on them without thinking too hard. But I'm still working on the first sock in this set. And this is
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
I didn't ask you anything. This is the colorway Stratus from Sock Obsession Yarns. I am also working on the lake hat, and I forget what this color was called. I lost the tag. And you can tell how prepared I am for this. I was just like, let's do a WIP parade, or let's do our Flosstube, and then I didn't bother to look anything up. So I also don't remember the name of this scarf that I started. I can tell you that the color is by Dragon Horde Yarns. It's called Shall I Get the Wing Leader, or Should I Get the Wing Leader? And again, similar to the hat, the only thing that I have done with this is the border, because once I got into the pattern, it was too much concentration for what I had been doing when I initially started it. So they are sitting aside until I have a chance to actually focus on knitting, which isn't likely to happen in the near future for reasons that I'll get into when we get into life updates. But now let's get into the stitching. So I don't have, as I said before, I don't have as much as I would normally like to have. The first couple weeks of February, I got to do hardly anything. And then I tried to do my wheel thing, and it, literally, I had it set up so I should get maybe one, maybe two new starts a month, mathematically. And it kept hitting new start. So I was like, we're not going to do the wheel anymore. I'm going to work on what I want to. And if that means that I work an entire month and I only work on one project, so be it. It'll be a short Flosstube that month. I'll have plenty of other things to talk about, I'm sure. But you know what? I'm just going to work on what I want to work on and not do the pressure of trying to have a system to make sure that I work on enough things to keep it entertaining. I mean, my sparkling personality should be enough to be entertaining, right? That is a joke. But anyway, I did manage to do a couple of new starts. The first one was one of my haul from the Coven the Gathering trip. And this is, it's mostly black work. But this was the Celtic Wales Red Dragon sampler that was purchased for me by Crafty Rogue Gamer, Georgie. And I only worked on it the one day that New Start came up, so I only got a very little bit done. Starting in the center, working on the center border. No maca. So this part right here. The other new start that came up was actually a restart. I think I mentioned this on my WIP parade that I had started Chromatic Dragon, and I was having trouble with the 25 count easy grid. So I had ordered a piece of 18 count and I was going to work on it on 18 count, and that's what I did. As I pulled it out and I started it again, and I've been working on this one a bit. I've got little over 500 stitches in on it. I'm trying out some Royal Rose, and here's what I've got done on this so far. But I'm actively working on this one, so the next time that I do a video, there should be more progress on this one. Be right back. Okay, we're back. Their pizza place is moving a lot faster than I expected for a Friday night. So anyway, those were my two new starts. One of them was kind of new, was a restart, and then I had two other projects that I worked on. The first one is Blissfully Unaware by Hands On Designs, and I don't usually show the model anymore because we're at the point where you don't need the model to see what it's supposed to look like. Literally, come on. This is done on 16 count Garden Party by Bestitch Me, with the called for fancy flosses. And this is what it looks like right now. The one thing I'm not too sure of is the, I don't know if you can even see them. I can't see from the corner. The skeletal hands. You can barely see them. And I don't know if I'm gonna go back in and backstitch them. I could backstitch them in the gray. I should have enough. Or if I'm just going to leave them like this, and they do show up a little bit better in person than I think they're showing up on the screen. So I haven't decided yet, but I am getting very close to being done. I think I've got maybe 6 more of the skeletal hands, and then I have the border that matches the top up here with the scallops to do. But I've just been having so much fun with this other piece that I haven't touched it. So the last one that I've been working on is Ink Circles 5 o'clock. This was my Beachy Val Sal piece for this year again. And if you are new here, every year for Valentine's Day week, I do a week of stitching where I work on things that are beach themed or umbrella drink or flamingos or luau. And I do that in memory of my mom, who passed away on Valentine's Day 8 years ago now. So 7 or 8 years ago now. It's just something that I do to kind of keep her close because that was her favorite stuff in the world. I mean, the last few years of her life, our Christmas tree was a light up palm tree at her house, and flamingos everywhere. I got rid of a lot of them, and I still have flamingos everywhere. So that is where the flamingo collecting came from. If you've noticed, I seem to work on a lot of flamingo oriented stuff, and it's because it helps me stay feeling close to my mom. But anyway, this year I worked pretty much exclusively on one project, and that was Ink Circles 5 o'clock. And when I pulled it out, I hadn't worked on it. I looked it up in my project tracker. I had not worked on it since July of 2023. And so this is where it stood on my WIP parade last month. And now I've gotten another 1,200 or so stitches in on it this month, and here's where it's at right now. So you can see I have completely finished this page, and the pages are not evenly divided, obviously, because this is the center right here. So I have a little bit over half of it done. And now I'm working on the second relatively large page, and then there are two smaller slivers of a page at the bottom. But as you can see, I'm making a lot of progress. So I finished this entire page, and now I've started working in on page 2. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. And so I will probably keep working on this one for a while. So future plans, I'm not gonna make any. I'm gonna work on whatever tickles my fancy. Right now I've been doing about 100 stitches a night on this, and then I've been following it up with however much more time I have before it's time to turn in and go to sleep. I've been working on Chromatic Dragon. So I've been getting maybe like 50 or 60 stitches in on Chromatic Dragon a night after I get done with this. So that is what I've been working on. Life updates. I don't know how long it's been since I did a life update. But the big one right now is starting next month throughout March, I am going to be teaching a cross stitch class for 4-H, and I'm really excited about it. If you've ever taught cross stitch, if you've ever taught cross stitch to a group, or if you've ever taught cross stitch to like, I think we've got like 10 to 14-year-olds. Go ahead and drop some tips for me in the comments. DM me through my Instagram account, which is also at DNA Geek Crafts. Anything that you can tell me, I would love to hear, because I am starting to feel super overwhelmed now that it's actually happening. It was nice in theory, now comes practice. I have some other stuff, kind of like potential life changes coming up, but I don't want to say anything right now because I don't know what all is going to happen. But I'm kind of feeling up in the air right now in a lot of ways. And so I am looking into ways to kind of scratch that itch. And again, sorry for the vagueness. I will be able to explain more once I know what's actually going on. I am going to the Cross Stitch Society Summer Ween Retreat in Detroit in June, hosted in collaboration with the Witchy Stitcher. So if you're going to that, let me know. I would love to have some people to hang out with and just chill. I'm really excited about that because summer and Halloween, two of my favorite things at the same time. Ooh, it's gonna be good. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about, and I'm probably just gonna do an entire separate video, is reading, watching, listening to. Not so much watching, but reading and listening to, because I have gone through 22 books since the beginning of the year. And since I last did a reading, watching, listening to, I also did 13 books in the month of December. So it's way too much to talk about at the end of a Flosstube video. So I'm probably going to do a separate video for reading, but I've been reading so much lately that I'm actually kind of thinking about maybe just setting up a separate either channel or section of my YouTube or a TikTok to kind of talk about some of my reading. And although I'm not really like a book talk type of girly, because I don't like, most stuff I read I like. I'm not super picky. So I don't know, like, I don't think I would be the type of person who would be good at like reviewing all the books I've read. But maybe I could do an occasional yes, no, maybe. And there have been some books lately that I wasn't as excited about as others, and I kind of want to talk about them. So yeah, I'm thinking about maybe starting a TikTok account, or either like making a playlist of book talk on YouTube. Talk, T-A-L-K, not T-O-K. Or even a separate YouTube channel, because I understand that sometimes, like, when you have multiple different topics on a YouTube channel, it disrupts the algorithm. Not that I care a lot about number of subs and stuff, but I kind of care about, like, I care about knowing that people have watched and interacting with people. I love it when I get comments and I'm able to respond to them. And so I don't want to take the algorithm down anymore just so that I don't lose that interaction. And I am just rambling at this point. So yeah, I'm gonna do a separate reading something at some point, I think, even if it's just a Flosstube extra video that is not a Flosstube. But I am chattering way too much. I have just a tiniest bit of haul that has vanished. Oh, here it is. I'm not doing a lot of haul because I've spent a lot of money on books, and I'm trying to save for some of those potential life changes. I did pre-order the Forbidden Fiber Company Empyrean Sal, because one of those books that I read was, well, two of those. I read Iron Flame and Onyx Storm since the last time I talked to you. So that is coming up. But I did have pre-ordered a couple of yarns from Forbidden Fiber Company. And they were oracle cards. And Crossroads, because I love my blacks and purples. And there you can get kind of the differences. This one has some of the whites in, or the grays in it. So yeah, I need to do some more knitting because I've got so much awesome yarn. And then she sent me a little thank you mini skein. Oh, that's just pretty. So that's all I have for you. Long and rambling and not a lot of stitching, which honestly is probably going to be the new normal going forward, because I'm just gonna do what feels good, which is probably what I should have been doing all along. So that's all I have. I hope everyone is doing as well as they can be in the current climate of things and staying warm. I swear, I think I saw something on Facebook the other day from the National Weather Service in Gaylord, which is the weather service that, Gaylord, Michigan, which is the weather service that serves my area, and they said it was posted on February 21st, and 20 of the 21 days in February we had snow. And several of those, there was a lot of snow. There was a point where my driveway had to be plowed 4 times in a 5-day period. So it's been a little cray-cray up here weather-wise. So I hope you are all staying warm and safe wherever you are. I hope that, again, you're coping as well as you can in the insanity that is going on in the world right now. And I'm just gonna stop talking now. I'm just gonna stop. Anyway, stay safe, stay healthy. See you next time. Bye.